It's time to shine through an overcast day with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We put the captains' names up on the marquee. Today, Kylie Oldmiller sets the pace for her team, running into a squad led by Kayla Wood. Prop your feet up for this one. 57 of the best players in the world, divided into 4 teams that change weekly via a Monday night draft party. Leaderboard points are gained in a variety of ways over this 5-week quest to crown just one champion. Through the first 3 weeks of the season, we've heard a lot from the players in their workplace. Enjoy this from last night.
Let's go! Same team, that's okay.
Solid teamwork.
Hey, let's go! That's how you win a game! That's how you win!
They're happy, so we're happy, and happy to see you again, along with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. Court, do we get the sense now that Kayla Wood and Kylie Oldmiller share the same laid-back philosophy with their captaincy?
I want to say that Kayla Wood definitely learned under Kylie Oldmiller. Kylie selected her in that very first draft for Team Gold when Kylie was the captain there. And it was that relaxed atmosphere that she learned so much. Number one, how to be a leader and how to pick players with team chemistry.
There have been a ton of exceptional performances so far this season. One player, though, who has been consistently outstanding is Sam Apuzzo.
Sam Apuzzo, she is such a versatile player. As we watch her right here, she's going to be catching the ball off of a backdoor cut. She sees the only open lane is the one behind the defensive player. So once you deny her in one path, she will absolutely find a way. And then using her teammate right there off of that screen, off of the heel cut, and that was signature Sam Apuzzo, jumping up, catching, receiving the ball all in one while finishing.
And when you see her numbers, you understand why she is the most likely to succeed on the field today. I think back to opening weekend, and there were a number of players who were hesitant to take that 2-point shot. That's not the case anymore. Shayna Pareka has really warmed up to it.
Not the case, because players have found a way in order to shoot around those defensive players. There's no 3 seconds, no shooting space in this league. So once a lane is cleared by her own teammates as well as any players blocking that path, she found a way how to shoot on the run, how to get her steps down. And it's quite difficult to see what you have available, make sure you're not hitting any players in your way. And she has a quick release. It catches any defensive player and goalkeeper off guard.
She must be watched carefully. 41 in the goal. She's the mad bomber. How far from downtown is she going to try it today? Those 2-pointers, Court, they earn players 16 points on the leaderboard. But we've come to find out the individual stat points are great. The team win points are even better.
The ways that you earn points and move up the leaderboard, obviously each quarter is worth 20. End of the game overall of 45 points to the winning team. But game MVPs, those are important too. 3 players are selected after a game is completed. It's not just for the winning team. And then obviously individual stat points can always move you up, but that is the least likely spot. It's the wins. If your team is winning consecutively, the more points you're going to earn from quarter to the end of the game.
Courtney, when it comes to those MVP points, surprised to learn that Kaylee Waters, it's a goalie who actually leads in terms of overall MVP points. She finds herself 4th, does Kaylee, on the Geico overall leaderboard. Kayla Wood there to the right is on top and about to cross 900 overall points this season.
What I love about this is you have a defensive player, then a midfielder, an attacker, and a goalkeeper. It goes to show it's not just the goal scorers who can earn points. Obviously, the entire team wins overall, but MVP points, Kayla Wood has won a bunch, as well as Waters. So you really need to be a complete team player in order to be a part of that leaderboard.
If you've been following Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse carefully, you've noticed for about 2 weeks now straight that just about every game we play is a 1 or 2 point game, all the way down the stretch. An evening ago, there's Kylie Oldmiller. Her squad took down Britt Reeds by a 9-8 score. Again, a 1-point game, a nail-biter down to the final half minute. Team Wood in gold lost to Dempsey Arsenal's squad. We'll see them a little later on today. That was a 9-7 game yesterday. Each and every game is tight.
It's tight, but the team winning is the one with the most points. It was a shocking loss for Kayla Wood and her team in gold. However, they're looking to bounce back today.
We are going into the game quite often with the goalies today.
Here we go.
Haley Hicklin breaking the huddle. Haley, what's the best mindset for a starting goalie to possess? What are you reminding yourself to do right about now?
I think just play your game, right? I think that's what all of us have to come out and be ready to do every day, play our game and, you know, get out of your head a little bit and just have fun with it.
Haley, thank you. We'll be checking in with you from time to time. Amber Hill over on the Team Wood bench. Amber, you're not starting today. How much of a support system can you be from the sideline?
I think that's actually why they like me on the sidelines, because I give everybody positive vibes and I'm here for them and encouraging, and I think that, you know, I'm like that good beam of light on the sideline for our team. So.
We look forward to seeing you in the game, Sue.
Yes, me too.
Right off the jump, she's happy for Alex Aust. 7 seconds into the contest.
You love to get on the board early, and that's exactly what occurred. You have to win possession at the draw control. That's first and foremost. Battling for the ball, moving it quickly. The ball moves much faster than any one player can run. And Team Wood right here in gold, right off of the draw control, catching it, moving in a fast position. She thought about making one more pass, but if a defensive player is not going to commit to you, you absolutely need to take it to goal. So we see that nice quick feed right there. A pass coming from Allie Kennedy to Alex Aust, all in transition while running full speed.
Alex gets her 10th goal of the season. Every time she scores, she gets 12 points individually as Molly Garrett goes back to work at the draw circle against Haley Warden. In the air, 5'11", Amanda Johansson comes down with it. Johansson, who started her Athletes Unlimited lacrosse career last night, helping her team get the 6-on-6. That's Kylie Ohlmiller's squad in the purple. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited lacrosse. The 8-meter key, if you score from behind that line, you'll get 2 points for your team and 16 for yourself. Off the split dodge, Warden down the alley against Garrett. Apuzzo has her defender hung up. The feed inside clicks off of Ohlmiller. We're inside the game's first minute. Alex Aust took all but 7 seconds to get her team in gold on the lead. 18 seconds on the shot clock for Johansson as she works the roll dodge, trying to free herself from the solid defensive work of Captain Kayla Wood. Levy to the elbow, 6 seconds to shoot. Ohlmiller off the sneak between defenders, fires. That's stopped there. Rebound loose. The ball rejected off the goalie cross of Katie Glynn, who's normally coming off the Pines. Today, she's the starter. 0-0 in goal.
What I like right now is patience. After they attack the goal cage, shot clock reset. Let it work to your advantage offensively. Make sure you have that best look at the goal cage. They have about 40 seconds, plenty of time.
Ohlmiller frees her hands up, and Glynn stabs that one just about chest high.
Another fine save.
On the clear, jogging along, Molly Garrett, the three-time captain back in the days with the Michigan Wolverines. Hicklin with the denial there. She makes that stop. Every goalie save is worth 6 points for the individual netminder. As we've crossed the 2-minute mark in the game, just jumping on board with us, Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is presented by Guaranteed Rate. Caroline Wakefield rocking the purple. Caroline, native of Virginia, played her college ball at North Carolina. Tremendous communicator, a vocal leader for her side wherever she plays. These teams change from week to week. Apuzzo, highly heralded point scorer, goal scorer for Levy, the outside shooter. Hawked there by Kayla Wood. Boy, her footwork is great on defense. Warden gets to the alley, run to the ditch there by Kennedy. The pass that crossed up Johansson is vacuumed up by the keeper, Katie Glynn. Garrett rolling back across the midfield line. We play 10-on-10. The two cages, Courtney, are about 80 yards apart from goal line to goal line.
Joe, we're seeing Team Wood already starting out in their man-to-man defense. That's where they found success last night after that first quarter where they allowed 4 goals to be scored quickly. So changing it up, going with what worked for them in the second, third, and fourth quarter, I think is really smart. You want to start out giving yourself the best opportunity to win that quarter and earn your team 20 points.
As they circle it up again for Garrett, she'll work the flip. There's a whistle. Officials today, Patty Kletcher-Porter, Peg Salucci, Ronnie Anton, and Eliza Scott. Eliza is the table ref. 40 seconds to shoot for the team in goal. Pareca, well outside the 8-meter key, takes it early. Hicklin makes the stop. That's her second on the day. Shayna Pareca, no surprise to see her shooting from behind the 8-meter key. Kira Pelton streaking into the offensive zone. Pelton, who moved up 15 spots in the draft over the weekend. We draft every Monday. There will be 4 captains, the top 4 on the leaderboard. Once we're through with play tomorrow, Monday night's draft, you can see that on Facebook Live. Levy against Wood, turns the corner, and Wood forces her back. 20 seconds to shoot. Taryn Vanthoff, a behind-the-back effort there from Apuzzo that sails wide. And with a break, we have the 1-0 advantage, and Courtney, we didn't wait long to see it from Alex Ost.
All the players love how fast this game is. This very first draw control of our game today goes to show it's all about possession and speed, having your eyes up. Alex Ost putting Team Wood on the ball first.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Visuals from an evening ago. Melissa Perella and friends on the run. We can't wait to see Tiana Walfer back in business. She's missed a couple of weekends due to injury. Kylie Ohlmiller, that familiar face paint in victory an evening ago, 9-8 over Britt Reed's squad. It's 1-0 early on, and there's a lot of love in the stands. Fans, we want to get you even closer to the game. Join the Unlimited Club for free by downloading the Athletes Unlimited Club today. You'll receive all the latest news and updates in the palm of your hand, stream digital games, unlock special access, and more. You want more than that? Upgrade your membership for the whole year. Behind-the-scenes access, all the Athletes Unlimited seasons. Join the players in voting for MVP and the end-of-season awards. Be sure you visit auprosports.com to learn more about the Unlimited Club and make your Geico Unlimited pick to unlock content from your favorite player. Players are getting set to return to the live action in this opening quarter as we thank our presenting field partners, the good people at Geico. There are 13 seconds to shoot. It's a 1-0 lead with 3:20 to go in the opening quarter. 20 points on the line, Courtney, for the team that wins each individual frame.
Excellent defensive takeaway by Ella Simpkins.
Turnover, unsettled Oldmiller, right in! She scores!
Joe, that was a lot of back and forth, an initial cause turnover, then Team Oldmiller gaining possession again, a forced feed, to then on the clear out, yet another turnover, all in succession right here. We saw Kylie Oldmiller getting a trail check on the goalkeeper, working so hard. It's not just your job to score goals offensively, but to ride the ball. Amanda Johansson using her height, her quickness, seeing the field right there and all the players in front of her.
Great pickup there by you, Courtney, to see the trail check made by Oldmiller. That put the outlet pass from Glenn into very hot water, and then 71 converts. As Kylie Oldmiller ties things up with 3:08 to go in this opening quarter. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse coming to you from Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex. We're about 30 minutes north of Washington, D.C. Overcast day, temperatures in the low 80s. The lights are on here at the stadium. As Taylor Vanthoff, using that draw control stick, tries to pick it up off the turf. You get 2 points for a draw control, 2 points for a ground ball. And this one is in possession of Team Oldmiller.
Haley Warden did such a great job last night in causing her person on the draw to be a step behind. It's her anticipation, watching where that ball comes out of the air, and she's prepared.
Haley had 5 draw controls against Team Reed an evening ago. Wood walks it ahead. She's the overall leaderboard leader for the last couple of weekends. She still is as of this moment, with 2:20 to play in this first quarter. You'll hear the defenders, you'll hear the goalkeepers barking out cadence and defensive positioning as Tumalo bluffs that flip. McMahon on the sneak. Bring it up top. Vanthoff. Taylor Vanthoff against Johansson. 15 seconds to shoot. Moving it quickly. McMahon off the question mark. Well played by Wakefield. Feed it inside. Looking for another Ost quick stick. That was defended, and it's a ground ball for Wakefield. And she took a chop to the midsection. Kira Pelton with some get up and go. Kelton closing in, looking for numbers. Levy thought about the outside shot. She'll settle in, and this will be a 6-on-6 for Taryn Vanthoff, the older sister of Taylor by some 6 years.
Last time they played together, Joe, they were in 7th and 12th grade. Taylor had made the varsity team as just a 7th grader.
McCone, nice feed. Oldmiller, that's deflected away by Glenn. Shot clock gets reset to 60 in this 1-1 game, and 0-0 in the nets has been solid.
Solid indeed. Last night, she came up with 7 saves, just 5 goals against. Did a great job
on the field.
Despite their team's loss. Quarter 2, 3, and 4, they were working well. We see that little nice 2-man game right there. Despite the pipe shot, Kylie Oldmiller showing why. She's such a goal scorer. She's so smart with anything she does offensively. 2-man game is all about working with your teammate. And right here, that quick little move, Lindsay McCone setting, that pick, her coming off of it, rolling, very smart. Now they have a shot clock reset coming back in from the timeout.
That was the finger motion by Kylie Oldmiller. She wanted the reset of the 60-second shot clock. Kylie doesn't miss very many from that range. Last week, Courtney, she shot 53%.
That's very good as an offensive player. Obviously, the more you're able to put on the cage, the more your team is at the advantage. But she's not just a player who has the ability to shoot with no one in front of her. She's often shooting a trick shot. She's falling to the ground. She's tiptoeing around the crease. She really has a knack for working around that 8-meter area and making defensive players really have to play her tough.
Good teams succeed on the field together, and they bond together off the field as well, as Team Oldmiller had a little team meal once they were through with their Athletes Unlimited work.
When you connect off the field, it creates that better energy, the vibes on the field together. Those moments, those are things you remember. You remember the wins, the losses, things that you do well on the field, but it's that time spent off the field that's so very important, especially as teams are changing from week to week.
Here's the game within the game. These athletes are on the field right now, where they rank with respect to the overall leaderboard presented by Geico. Kayla Wood still on top. Kylie Ohlmiller drawing near, though. Ranked third overall. Ohlmiller was fourth best last weekend when she drafted her team, now dressed in purple. McCone will shape it up with Levy. Just over a minute with which to work in the quarter. 48 seconds on the shot clock. Ohlmiller, the score reads even. The in-stadium scoreboard has been wrong from the get-go. Continues to fool me. 20 points are on the line for the team that wins each quarter. 45 points for everyone on your roster should you win the game. Apuzzo. Shot clock at 14. Apuzzo gets underneath, tiptoes the goal circle. She's in it. She's in the goal circle. That's a violation. Ball goes back to Team Wood.
First violation. Possession.
As Wood races for cover, she'll play it on for Garrett. Molly Garrett looking inside to Aust. That was off of her cross. Pelton chases it down. 7 seconds remaining. And those 20 win quarter points are going to carry over to the second. The second frame will be worth 40 as we are deadlocked at 1 after 1. One of the lowest scoring quarters in all of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse this season. We are at the break.
Great job. I don't know why I said it.
There are no set teams in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Fans can follow their favorite players. This is Team Ohlmiller against Team Wood. Kylie Ohlmiller and Alex Aust exchanging goals. We're 1-1 after 1 quarter. Folks, you can own a piece of Athletes Unlimited history with a first ever Topps trading card set for professional women's lacrosse. The limited edition sets feature all the athletes, plus additional cards about the league, and randomly inserted serial numbered parallels, including player autographs and Nike Golden tickets. Sets are available to purchase now through August 27th at Topps.com. That's TOPPS.com. The only opportunity to get yours today. Kayla Wood looking good in gold as we are 1-1 after 8 minutes. Courtney, let's summarize.
You look at that statistic right there, 5 shots, 4 turnovers. Unforced turnovers are what you want to steer clear of. Once you win that draw control, it's about possession, making every offensive opportunity to count, culminating into a goal.
Folks, now's the time to earn points for watching today's broadcast. Take out your phone, enter the code that you're about to see on the screen, into your Athletes Unlimited app, and you will be earning points soon. If you don't have the Athletes Unlimited app, head over to the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and start earning points to unlock exclusive rewards and stay in the know about all things Athletes Unlimited. Set to start quarter number 2. Allie Kennedy, 3 times an America East Midfielder of the Year during her days at Stony Brook. Gets involved in youth coaching. She coaches Yellow Jackets. Off the draw. It's batted down to the deck. Kicked along by Apuzzo and scooped by McCone. Crowded there by 3 in gold. And it is Wood off the caused turnover and ground ball.
Joe, we seem to say her name often. Only one time has she scored a goal this season, but she's always seeming to make plays in the middle of the field, whether it's a draw control, causing a turnover on the defensive end. And then once again, her team has had 6 consecutive wins. Last night, they were handed their very first loss as they're looking to get back on track. Oftentimes you learn the most out of a loss than you do from the wins.
Kayla Wood scored against Team O'Donnell in week 1. She had 2 caused turnovers last night. When you do that, it's as good as scoring a goal. Shot clock's at 23. McMahon with her defender hung up. As she works topside, she's covered up there by Wakefield. Garrett off the split dodge. Warden's right there in her grill. There's a caused turnover, and Warden wants to run. Possible fast break numbers, 4 on 3. Kennedy with a good sprinter speed to get back defensively. That slows the break. Oldmiller inside. Woo, she was rattled up high. Still managed to keep the ball in her cross. 6 on 6, 40 seconds to shoot. 6:40 to go in the opening half. Levy for 2. Sent it wide. You shoot from outside that 8-meter key. They'll give you 2 points on the scoreboard.
We talked about it in the open. Whenever that lane is cleared, players are seeing it. They're feeling confident from a long range, especially when they have time to wind up for that 2-pointer.
Oldmiller's making me dizzy back behind the cage. That was 3 consecutive roll dodges. Not able to lose and shake her defender. Levy with 13 seconds to shoot. Just shy of the 2-minute mark in quarter 2. Apuzzo. Inside, Warden with a good cut. That's a kick-out save by Katie Glynn, who remains sharp between the pipes. Fresh 60 seconds for Sam Apuzzo and her mates. Apuzzo an evening ago had the highest scoring individual point game yet recorded in Athletes Unlimited lacrosse history. 238 points. Good stick check. That was a ripoff from Simpkins. Ella Simpkins, who leads the league in caused turnovers, bags another one. Glynn is trapped on the end line. And the whistles blare out. There's a loose ball push.
Well, this game is more physically exciting. Referees allow for more body-to-body contact, stick-to-body contact. You're still going to see some fouls called, some 8 meters called, just not as often as what the general lacrosse fan is used to. Makes the game more exciting with these faster, more physical players.
20 points on the line in each quarter. If you win the quarter, everybody on your team gets 20. Since we were 1-1 after 1, this second quarter is worth 40. No scoring in it just yet. Extremely low-scoring game. Taylor Vanthoff thought about the 2. Now she fires! It ricochets in! A 2-point goal for Taylor Vanthoff.
Taylor Vanthoff uses her height, her size very well on the field, not just at the draw control, but obviously when scoring goals as well. She's rangy. She's able to get a lot of torque on her shots.
Taylor Vanthoff, who shoots the ball exceptionally well with pace and power. She was tiptoeing that 8-meter key. It rattles around and in. And when it settles in the goal, the lead belongs to Team Wood. We're seeing more and more two-point goals now in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and Taylor Vanthoff is the latest to strike from behind the 8-meter key.
We see right here, that's a really far windup. She's good distance from that goal cage every time she curl hops and takes a step closer and closer. But as we see, her feet are behind the line. She was really winding up, getting that ball in the sweet spot of her stick, so she had a lot of control. And then we saw that slight hesitation, a little hitch before she took the actual shot.
In her college days, she played at Loyola. She was 2 times the Greyhound Female Athlete of the Year. Goals in 4 of her first 7 games in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. You see Shayna Pareca sitting on top of all those who have tallied from long range.
Shayna has had 2 two-point goal games, and that's pretty impressive. She was the first one to do it, and then the second, continuing to push the boundary, wanting to get better and better every game.
On a hazy day north of Washington, D.C., Michelle Tumolo racing for a loose ball that's going to be turned back over to Sarah Brown with Team Ohlmiller in purple, trailing by 2. This Ohlmiller side now has been quiet for quite a while. $40 points on the line since we carried over after the 1-1 draw in the first quarter. Apuzzo wants the handle now. She will assert herself more offensively. Lets this one go. That was deflected. Closest to the ball, Warren, when it leaves the playing field. Gets possession after a shot. It stays with Ohlmiller halfway through this quarter. McCone from down under buzzed that one wide. Another backup for 71 in purple. Has the jersey tucked in as she rolls and bowls over Simpkins. Ohlmiller fires. This one's too tall over the crossbar. Ohlmiller, who hit the crossbar a few moments ago. Ball placed back and turned back to Team Wood, as the Ohlmiller side has missed its last 9 shots on cage.
We just talked about the ranginess of Taylor Vanthoff. With her height, she's 6 feet tall. With her stick, that's an added length. She was just easily able to intercept that pass. Defense is always taught, have your stick in the air, get in the passing lane. It's exactly what she did, making it look so easy.
Tumolo sweeping across the top. Michelle Tumolo, part of the player executive committee in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. The players call the shots in this league. Bounce shot here. Taylor Vanthoff had that one go wide. Excellent hustle, though, by Garrett as she sells out on the sideline, but they are going to give the ball to Wakefield and Team Ohlmiller. Just less than 3 minutes with which to work in the opening half. Pelton driving in powerfully into the lane. And Glenn with a good stop on McCone. She read that beautifully as Lindsay changed her levels. Counter punching back. Team Wood in the gold jerseys. Garrett will slow the tempo with 2:25 to play in the half.
Another impressive save by 0.
Very smart of Team Wood to slow things down, get a little breather. They're winning this quarter by 2 points, getting oh so close to that 40-point win.
Alex Oss protesting. She was bumped inside that 8-meter key. Taryn Vanthoff the other way. Vanthoff on the shovel to Apuzzo. Apuzzo will circle the net. Sam Apuzzo looking over top of the cage. Finds Ohlmiller! Bang, bang!
We've seen that 1-2 punch several times before. Last night, while Team Ohlmiller was on the field, Sam Apuzzo, Kylie Ohlmiller do such a great job of reading where another is at. We see her asking for that ball. All it takes is eye contact on the field. Sometimes when you have that connection, you don't need anything more. You don't need a big call. And we saw that simple movement showing the head of her stick and then demanding that ball in that nice and tight cut. Very smart, easily done by the combo of Kylie Ohlmiller and Sam Apuzzo.
Picture perfect. Nice read And better positioning on that shot to place it home. Ohlmiller, who tallied twice an evening ago, now has 15 on the season. She has both of the goals, both of the points on the board for her team today. The only player who has blanked Kylie so far in this Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season is the injured Meg Dowdy. Kylie Ohlmiller, during the week, while the team's been working out, practicing, Kylie Ohlmiller took a night with her friends to go to Nats Park, see some Major League Baseball, and look, they let her throw out the first pitch. And the righty throws a perfect strike. Righty on the mound, lefty on a lacrosse field.
That's exactly right. Kylie said anything that involves a stick, she's lefty. Through and through. However, a ball, baseball, bowling ball, she's using her right hand. She writes left. She said she's a little bit unique like that, but basketball, she plays righty as well.
You see at the bottom there on that bio, the cause that Kylie is playing for, the Headstrong Foundation. This is Athletes Unlimited's Athlete Causes Weekend. We'll celebrate a good majority of those tomorrow, when fans will be in attendance here at Maureen Hendricks Field. Going inside the game, the in-game leaderboard presented by Geico. Kylie Ohlmiller advancing now within some 43 points of Kayla Wood for the top spot. Remember, there are 40 points on the line for this second quarter alone, which currently is being led by Team Wood 2-1. The 2-point goal for Taylor Vanthoff has the team in gold in the driver's seat for those 40 points.
But as we saw when the game began, it only takes 8 seconds from that draw control. So the second quarter is far from over.
That was Alex Aust for Team Wood, striking right off the jump. This ball down, scooped up on the run. Allie Kennedy takes it away from McCone, finds Kayla Wood. As we have just about 90 seconds to go in a very, very fast-moving first half. McMahon tiptoes back behind the cage, works around the screen set by Aust. Brown digging in defensively. She was bumped. And this is going to be a card, a player down situation. A yellow card has been given to Sarah Brown.
Yellow card assist to.
Yep, you got to clear it halfway.
Number 24,
Yep.
Sarah
Clear
Brown.
hash mark. Keep going. Keep
Sarah
going,
Brown,
keep going.
previously a
Yep.
WPLL New York Fight draft pick. This is a player-up situation for Team Wood. As McMahon drifts behind the cage, she'll play catch with Michelle Tumalo. Shayna Parekha around the circle to Kennedy. Once more for Taylor Vanthoff. There are a couple of stretch shooters in gold that could be thinking about a 2 here late.
Patience waiting for the lane. They're a player up on the field right now. You want to make sure to utilize that entire time. This again is for them to tie the second quarter if they're able to finish in a goal. You see quick ball movement, and then we'll eventually see some cuts. That's how you want to beat a man or a player down situation.
They haven't changed the formation yet. Kennedy straight away, move it for Parekha, then Tumalo, who will get things coordinated. 13 seconds on the shot clock, 34 in the quarter. Pass inside for Osh, she gets double teamed. Ball scooped high in the air. Wakefield comes out of the pack with a ball. She tumbles down to the turf, bounces up quickly and finds Amanda Johansson, the former facilitator turned midfielder now. Taryn Vanthoff was stumbling as she arrived at the 8-meter key, and we hear the whistle. Team Wood in goal leading the quarter. Ohlmiller with poise outside the key, finds a Puzo! Turns and scores! And with that, the game is tied and the quarter is tied again.
When players are working hard on the field defensively for you, it makes you want to produce even more offensively. We see that connection yet again. Kylie Ohlmiller feeding Sam a Puzo. This time in reverse order. The two of them have such a great connection. It's timing. That's not easily done when their teams are changing from week to week, but she sees the head of that stick open. We see the stop cut by Amanda Johansson, her teammate, so that way she wasn't in the way of the shot. Very smart, working together so fluidly.
This is overall game number 15 of 30 in the Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season. We reached the halfway mark today. Sam Apuzzo has goals in all 8 of her games this summer. The officials get the draw. Specialists set. Last 2 shots have been goals for Team Ohlmiller in purple. They were at 1.1 for 11 from the field. 3 seconds left in the half. Bounced loose. Last ditch effort as the horn blares out. We've played 16 minutes. We've played 2 quarters, and we are tied up at 3 apiece. And now the third quarter, Courtney, will be worth 60 points.
It's not the first game that we've seen that. Defensive battles have ensued as of late. All that means is players are starting to learn the tendencies of opponents. Despite the fact that teams change, it's individuals. It's how do they like dodging? Do they like to roll? Do they like to feed more? That's why we're seeing a lot more of these low scores within each quarter. Defenses are being smarter and smarter.
The D solid. Katie Glynn, 0-0, very strong in goal. We are 3-3 at the half and tearing it up. Enjoying another day at Maureen Hendricks Field for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We played 2 quarters today. Team Ohlmiller and Team Wood deadlocked at 3 apiece. Folks, these top lacrosse athletes, they've turned pro, but they're not far from their college days. Haley Warden explains the rocky nature to her study in Scotland.
I went to Scotland, studied abroad. I studied geology. We would go on these excursions. We went up to like the Scottish Highlands. We went down to like the Scottish beaches. We were looking for fossils, looking for volcanic rocks, trying to examine a bunch of different things that happened all the way back where we see like all the different sediment and kind of how the earth evolved and changed. So I thought that was a really exciting class. I actually loved it. We had this journal that we had to like draw rocks in and talk about our findings. We had to wear like hazmat vests and like hard hats to like go look at rocks in case they were falling. So it was just like a very adventurous class, very hands-on, and I'd say that's my learning style, so I really enjoyed it. There's different layers of sediment, and there was a lot of like crystalline rocks, because that's from a lot of the volcanoes in that area. So I'd say that those came from the Ring of Fire, how it broke up as Earth started to change, and like Pangea, all of that. So it was definitely cool to examine that stuff. You could see where the new volcanoes erupted, where the new like lava had turned into stone. It was really fun.
I promised Haley when we conducted that interview that I would be referring to her as the Lava Lady. The Lava Lady is stretching out between quarters 2 and 3 in this low-scoring game. These are athletes with tremendously varied interests, aren't they?
You know, to sit there and say she was able to study abroad for 8 weeks and learn about something that she loves. Even the fact that she just finished this past August a graduate certificate in cyber intelligence. This is not just a student of the game of lacrosse, but just an overall someone who wants to learn about how the world works, and she's certainly one of those people.
That cyber intelligence project you're talking about just finished up yesterday while Haley was doing great work at the draw circle. What is it about her technique that makes her so strong in that regard?
You know, she tracks the ball so very well. She had one of the most important draw controls of her entire collegiate career when James Madison won their first national championship. They put her at the draw. They had to win that draw in order to come out with the win. And it's her ability to see where the ball is going, put her body in front of that position, especially in front of that next defensive player. She doesn't always use a draw stick, which definitely gives draw takers an advantage, but she is certainly very smart at that position.
Slow going offensively in this first half of play, 3-3, but I'm sure the Lava Lady will heat up in quarter number 3 as we get you set for more highlights in a moment. The breeze is picking up here at Maureen Hendricks Field. We're hoping that the goal scoring will too. 3-3 after 2 quarters of play in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Folks, you can join us right here at Maureen Hendricks Field at the Maryland Soccerplex for game days. Tickets are still available for select dates like tomorrow when you can be in attendance at auprosports.com/tickets/lacrosse. Playing in front of friends and family and special guests today are we. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you. Courtney was a 5-time national champion at Maryland. Court, when I think about and I look on the box score and I see Vanthof and Vanthof, Taylor and Taryn, what must it be like for the sisters to be facing each other in this game?
18 and 81. You know, it's difficult for them, despite the fact that they didn't play at Loyola at the same time. They'd only played together once other. That was in high school, 7th grade and 12th grade. In New York, you're allowed to make varsity as a 7th grader, and obviously Taylor had those skills that were necessary, and we see it out here on the field today, despite her older sister Taryn saying, I found it annoying when my younger sister was always asking
Come
me to
on, let's go
practice.
out and play. Let's go out and play. Yeah, you could see that. And we've seen Taryn roll the eyes a time or two at her younger sister. We get to the highlights of this 3-3 game. Right off the bat, it looked like we were going to have 100 goals. Alex Ost about 6, 7, 8 seconds in.
You love it when teams score quick and early. This one, look at that, less than 6 seconds into the game. The girls like to play fast, however, they ride hard too, and we see Kylie O'Miller creating that opportunity offensively with a hard ride, and then a 2-point shot. Taylor Van Toff winding up and finishing with her team. A connection with Sam Opuzzo, Kylie O'Miller that continued one after the other.
O'Miller has a pair of goals. Here she finds Sam Opuzzo, and here's that. I'd like to see her in the triple jump. Thinking about the Olympics, she'd do great.
That is signature Sam Opuzzo. She loves to jump. She has a lot of energy on the field, but she's able to put herself in different positions, which ultimately throws the goalkeeper off.
The numbers that matter most are 3-3 overall score. Shots, O'Miller's side doubling up Team Wood, and then we're going to eventually get to the numbers that really matter, the Geico overall leaderboard.
When you look at this, 60 points on the line as the third quarter begins. Tremendous job defensively by both teams. Obviously, Team O'Miller putting up a lot of shots, but I can't say it enough. When you have a defensive player, then a midfielder, an attacker, an O'Miller, and then Kaylee Waters, a goalkeeper, you earn points, yes, statistically on the field, but MVPs at the end of each game, and a lot of different colors up there. We have gold, orange, purple. I think the captains have done a great job of mixing up different opportunities for players to step in, gel together, and see how they produce on the field.
Sam Opuzzo, Kylie O'Miller limbering up for quarter number 3. We'll bring it your way in just a few moments with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. players just chilling out, getting set for the start of the third quarter with you today. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in a 3-3 game. There's Amber McKenzie, very vocal communicator. Why not go into the game with number 1?
Defense, number 1.
Here we go, guys.
Midfield, number 9.
Here we go. Woo!
Defense.
Got left. I got left. I got left. I got left. Watch trick. Got left. Yes, Ella! Go. Ball in. Real quick, can you tell that middle ref to watch, when Katie's going to pass, she was in the crease.
Okay.
And they're like, no, she wasn't. But when we saw the replay, she was literally Kylie stepped in the crease to go for the check. Go, two. Pick it up. Here you go. Flip it. Get down. Go low. Gotta go. Got behind. Got 20 behind. Ooh.
All those quick words of instruction from Amber McKenzie. North Carolina class of 09, 4 times an All-American during her amateur days. Now playing professionally in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Defender of the World. Yeah, that's a nice title to have back in 09 when you are the best in the world. A 2-time world champion. Amber McKenzie helping Team Kayla Wood in this 3-3 lacrosse game being played at Maureen Hendricks Field. We're about 30 minutes north of Washington, D.C. Teams are getting back to the playing surface for the third quarter. Before then, we should talk about having you head to auprosports.com. Get your Athletes Unlimited gear. Don't forget to follow on social at AU Pro Sports for exclusive inside content. Nicole Levy has her eyes perhaps on another 2-point shot. Kayla Wood, who's the overall leader. Some 3 weekends now into 5 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Team Wood has a smile on its face. That squad's been solid throughout. We've been tracking the players throughout this season, and in terms of the fastest on the field at any point in time, Kayla Wood, 17.4 miles an hour. Sam Apuzzo, no slowpoke. And Dempsey Arsenault, who we'll see in the second game today, the captain of her team, ranking 3rd overall on the leaderboard. All of those players have topped 17 miles per hour at some point in the game during this Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season. We know they run fast, Courtney, and we know they run many, many miles. And we'll be doing our best to convey that to the viewers in the remaining games that we have. This is game 15 of 30 on the season, right at the midway mark and running in quarter 3. Wood showing off that speed, forced back by Sarah Brown.
Joe, what I like is they all have such different styles of running. Dempsey Arsenault seems to kind of float with these long strides. You have Sam Apuzzo, who's so very powerful with each and every step.
Kennedy sings that one past the new keeper, Angie Benson. It's a 4-3 lead, and there are 60 points on the line for everybody on the team that wins this third quarter.
Allie Kennedy wearing number 42 in gold for Team Wood. She has been all over the field as a midfielder, riding hard. In this instance right here, as soon as she gets the ball, she's challenging off of her teammates' heels. It sets a little bit of a screen, gives her more space than if she would have tried to dodge on her own. We see the defensive players a step behind because of that. And her quick release, which that's one of the best things about her shooting. Goalkeepers aren't quite ready. As soon as she brings that stick back, she doesn't wait a second or two. She's ready to release right away. It's a jump little shot.
With a left knee bandaged, Allie Kennedy doesn't seem to be bothered by that. She dreamt of playing professionally since age 5. She has 9 goals now on this Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season. You get 12 points for your individual tally when you score. Trying to help your team win every quarter and every game. Beautiful over the top. Levy right in! Off of a gorgeous pass from Oldmiller. Levy converts.
show as we look at this. Another goal right from the draw control. Little battle right here consecutively. Ultimately, Team Ohlmiller coming up with it. I like that little pass play. Throwing the ball into the mix. Kylie Ohlmiller, ever the teammate, always knows where everyone is at. And then Nicole Levy, we saw her stick up high. She was trying to bait the goalie, showing that she's gonna shoot high, but we look right here. She doesn't pick up the ground ball, Kylie, with 1-2 cradles. She picks it up and immediately is throwing it behind the back. Much more difficult because she did it in transition to where her teammate was going on the field. And then Nicole Levy finishing that opportunity for Team Ohlmiller.
Levy going 5-hole there, scoring between the feet of the netminder Katie Glynn, who continues to go the distance for Team Wood in gold. Levy has her 9th. She has tallies in 6 of her first 8 outings this season in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. The scoop and the draw control for Molly Garrett. Closing in, Allie Kennedy hooks off. She's challenged there by Kira Pelton. 1 minute into the third quarter, it's 4-4. This third quarter is worth 60 points. Tumalo finds Ost. Score! Alex Ost with a big bear hug for Michelle Tumalo.
I've talked about Alex Ost, her ability to step onto the field and put herself in shooting opportunities. We see her give up the ball right here to Michelle Tumalo, her teammate in 35. She's setting a pick, cutting off of that pick. For a second, the defensive players thought that the player cutting was going to be who she was setting a pick for, and she flashed off of it immediately. Saw the defensive players step to her teammate, which opened up the lane for her. She does a great job of cutting into space, catching the ball, finishing all in one.
Just 26 seconds after the Levy goal, Ost gets her 2nd on the day. This is her 2nd multi-goal game. The other was a 5-goal performance. How do you do? There have been 3 of those in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Draw story is even at 5. That's a missed draw. It has to be, as you said, Courtney, has to be over the head. There was an infraction there off that particular draw. Possession's going to be awarded to Haley Warden.
When the ball doesn't go up, sometimes they deem it's because the draw taker was not going up with her motion.
Off the split dodge, it's Apuzzo working on the outside with Lindsay McCone. McCone gets to the alley and fires. She scores! She found room on the short side somehow.
I love watching Lindsay McCone play. She is such a workhorse. She played every single position while she was at Northwestern, ending as a midfielder, which is why she's primed right now at the midfield position. She came off of a pick set by Sam Apuzzo to that strong lefty side. And once she turned the corner, she really dipped down, and we see her leaning in right now, getting her hands free. We see defense is in great position, but as soon as she's able to get her hands up away, she knows she has torque for a hard shot, tying up the game yet again.
McCone had just 1 goal last weekend. She had a goal last night against Team Reed. She has a goal today against Team Wood, and we are 5-5. 4 markers divvied up between these two teams in about 62 seconds. Warden looking for the ground ball in the draw control. That bounces out of her cross, and it's taken to the sideline by Katie O'Donnell. O'Donnell finding Taylor Vanthoff in some traffic. Taylor running for cover. Wakefield's right there in her hip pocket. Just about 2 minutes into the third quarter. Michelle Tumalo will slow things down. 40 seconds left on the shot clock. Courtney, in what ways have you seen Tumalo's game change over time?
You know, I think Michelle, being a smart player out there, easily she was able to tie up defensive players and rock around that crease. However, as you get older, you need to be able to have more vision on the field. She's always been an excellent feeder. But I think it's her ability to be a facilitator all over that has really stepped up as she's become older.
Yes, I understand. Taylor Vanthoff's shot was blocked. Great ride, Ost. Off the turnover, she's in. She scores! The hat trick for Alex Ost.
I remember in Alex's college days, she said the biggest lesson she learned when she was at the University of Maryland was you will not step on the field unless you learn how to play defense and ride, because every attacker must know how to win the ball back.
Alex Ost using all of that 5'9" frame of hers to pick off the clearing effort and then turn it into something that winds up in pay dirt. 6-5 for Team Wood. Ost bearing down on Benson. That's got to be an uncomfortable feeling. Alex Ost with a tally. Her teammates love it. All the values of Athletes Unlimited: innovation, excellence, entertainment. These faces of these top lacrosse players performing at an elite level in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Win together, win as individuals. There'll be one champion crowned at the end of 5 weeks' time. On top of the Geico leaderboard at the moment, Courtney Martinez-Connor is still Kayla Wood, but Kylie Ohlmiller is drawing close.
Not surprised by this at all. We have not had a quarter-point winner yet. This third quarter is worth 60 points, which certainly is going to cause some major shuffling for any team, whether it's Team Ohlmiller or Team Wood moving up the leaderboard.
If you're Team Ohlmiller today, at the top of your scouting report, you got to have 34 in goal. Be sure to be close to her. Ost, as you can tell, has warmed up nicely to Athletes Unlimited. She already has 3 goals and counting today.
Not a bad job for Alex Ost. As soon as she stepped on the field, she made her presence known. This opportunity right here was simply due to her working hard in the ride. She caused that turnover, she got the ground ball, and then she finished with a goal. That's a lot of points. 12 points for the goal, 12 points for the caused turnover, and 2 for the ground ball.
And 60 on the line for whichever team wins this third quarter, because we've had 2 quarters carry over. We were tied at 1 after 1, tied at 3 after 2. Amber McKenzie roaming through midfield. Spots Allie Kennedy slicing between defenders. Stick checked away. Ball belongs to Michelle Tumalo. She'll work against Wakefield. Wakefield keeping an eye on 35 in the goal as they switch it up for Kennedy. Outside the 8-meter key. Halfway through the 60-second shot clock. Tumalo works it swiftly to McMahon. McMahon digging in against Pelton. Off the question mark dodge, she didn't shoot it. Tumalo had it blocked, and it belongs to Angie Benson. Good to see Angie back in cage. We saw her return last night, none the worse for wear after being injured a week ago. This clearing effort is not a very accurate pass. It's picked up on the run by the fleet-footed Kayla Wood. Wood turning into an offensive-minded defender now, veering away from pressure. She'll settle in 6-on-6.
The amount of space that she closed in on that offensive player to come up with that ground ball. Amazing. This is why she is continually at the top of that leaderboard. She's getting points individually, in addition to her team generally winning, except for last night being handed their first loss.
It was former North Carolina great Marie McCool, who we'll see in the second game, who helped to turn Kayla Wood onto Athletes Unlimited. Long drive, Parekha, she scores! Shayna Parekha from just inside the 8-meter key.
Once again, Shayna Parekha catching the opposing defense, most importantly, the goalie off guard. As the ball is moving quickly, not many players have such a quick release. We see this little shake and bake by Allie Kennedy. As soon as she's catching that ball, it's one quick cradle and she's releasing. There's no big wind up. Catches the ball, brings it back. It's not a huge wind up. Again, she sees the lane. She's willing to take that shot. She knows she can get a clear shot on goal. As you see right there, Team Ohlmiller moving around defensively, not quite set and ready. When you're not ready, she's taking advantage offensively.
We've addressed during Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse that Shayna and her sister, Sydney, are longtime gymnasts, right? They were doing the 6 a.m. gymnastics workouts when they were young. Shayna tells me that at home, get this, Court, 5 dogs, 3 cats, and a bird at one time when they were living at home.
When you have an active family, you tend to just acquire more. I mean, the fact that they were gymnasts, I love when they say it taught them how to compete. The onus is on you, and sometimes it's important when you play a team sport to know that you've got to step up, do your job on the field, and when you're a gymnast, all the pressure is on your shoulders.
60 points available for the team that wins this third quarter, and right now the advantage belongs to Team Wood in goal. They lead in the game 7-5. Johansson on the go with Levy. Levy had it stick checked out of her cross. Diving effort. Stopped there by Katie Glynn. Glynn gets 6 points for the stop. She has 5 of those today, so that's worth 30 for her on the overall leaderboard with 3 minutes and change to play in quarter 3. A hazy, overcast day. Temperatures in the high 70s, low 80s. The lights are on here at Maureen Hendricks Field. Offensive touch, 6-on-6 for Team Wood. Taylor Vanthoff, who had a 2-point goal in the second quarter, closing into that 8-meter key. Around the screen, she'll fire. Good save there down low for Angie Benson. Benson, who's come on for the starter, Haley Hicklin. Wakefield running. Caroline Wakefield working defensively. Sarah Brown and Kira Pelton helping out. The injured Tiana Walfer not available again today. Should mention that Team Ohlmiller is also without the services of high-scoring Kayla Trainer, who's not going to be participating in this week 3. She's attending to a personal family matter. Apuzzo has it in her cross, playing a little hide-and-seek game. Apuzzo drawing 3 defenders. Taryn Vanthoff on the roll dodge. That shot's blocked. Ugh. O'Donnell ran into traffic, and she went down with a thump. It's off of Amber McKenzie and out of bounds. It'll be Kylie Ohlmiller ball. They reset the shot clock here. And now there's going to be an officials conference. Officials Patty Kletcher-Porter, Peg Salucci, Ronnie Anton, and Eliza Scott. There is a timeout on the field. $7-5 for Team Wood. During Athletes Unlimited, we've been asking our players to talk about their self-belief, a time of reflection and how it affected their career. Let's listen in now to the Honey Badger, Ella Simpkins.
This isn't really a lacrosse thing, but like a personal thing. When I was growing up, I had a learning disability, so it was always something that I struggled with. And when I was super young, I really struggled with it. So my parents obviously helped me a lot with it, but it was more figuring out what I can do personally to get myself to like where I wanted to be. So it just came from like working super hard just to keep up with others and just believing in myself to be able to do things. And I think that now and through college was really the time where I was like, wow, I really like did it and believed in myself, and I got to where I wanted to be.
Ella Simpkins, a portrait of stick-to-itiveness. That was Believe You Will, presented by Guaranteed Rate. Ella, who hails from Centerport, New York. Tomorrow is Athlete Causes Day. You can see Ella's there at the bottom of the screen. Courtney. A game that we are enjoying, a 7-5 advantage for Team Wood. Folks, we should let you know when you join us in person at Maureen Hendricks Field, you can get an exclusive NFT. It's a free Athletes Unlimited digital collectible. All you have to do is be here in person and scan the QR code. We'll be rolling out a new limited edition NFT each fan game this season. Get your tickets and start collecting today. One of those fan games will be tomorrow at auprosports.com. You can look for your tickets. Playing in front of friends and family and special guests right now. Courtney, let's have a peek at the Geico overall leaderboard. In game, let's go game within the game.
When you look at Kayla Wood, we see her all over the field defensively, coming up with those hustle plays, ground balls, so not surprised that she's still at the top. And she's really refocused her team after last night's loss. So I knew they were going to come out with a vengeance. They're working hard defensively. They're causing a lot of turnovers, and that's in large part due to her leadership.
Kayla will really be at the top if her team in the gold jerseys wins this third quarter, because the third frame is worth 60 points for everybody on the winning side. We carried over 20 from the first, 20 more from the second, so now 60 available in the final 143. In this third quarter, we have the scoring 4-2 in favor of the Golden Girls.
What I loved about that piece, what we just watched with Ella Simpkins, she talked about coming through adversity. She had a learning disability. How is she able to focus herself? She talked a lot about working extra hard. She knew she had to do a little bit extra than any other general student, but believing in yourself. Each and every one of these athletes, a lot of them talk about journaling. They talk about connections with one another, sports psychologists, because it's not just about learning skills, right? How to shoot the ball, how to catch and throw, how to play some solid defense, but you need to be able to work your mind as well, and that's such a strong thing within your body in order to step up and be that extra offensive or defensive player as opposed to just X's and O's.
We saw Patty Kletcher-Porter at the table. They were fixing the shot clock down. It lives at 10 right now for Warden. Nice look inside. It's off of Amanda Johansson. She was very close, if not in that goal circle. That's why it's going back to Team Wood with 1:25 to play in the third. A very valuable third quarter. 60 points on the line, and for now, the score is 4-2 in that frame for Team Wood. 7-5 overall.
Patience is the name of the game right now for Team Wood. They're winning this quarter by a score of 4-2. They want to take as much time as possible on the clock, which means that there would be about 30 seconds left for Team Ohlmiller to get the ball back if they end this in another goal, ultimately securing their potential win of that third quarter.
That's Courtney Martinez-Connor. I'm Joe Beninati. O'Donnell going to the goal. Trail check there by Johansson, and it's scooped over top of the cage. Out of bounds. McMahon was not able to save it. Ohlmiller's team on the quick restart. The outlet is just out of the reach of MC Byrne, 60 in the purple. Chased down by Shayna Parekha with 28 seconds to go. Team Wood can have the last possession. They should be winning this third quarter, which is worth 60 points. 10 turnovers for Ohlmiller's side. Mistake prone today. Michelle Tumalo just walks it ahead. Shot clock is turned off. It's coughed up, however. Wakefield launching it ahead. Apuzzo had it skip past her. Glenn says thank you. As she's chased to the sideline, the third quarter does come to its end. And those 60 points belong to Katie Glenn and all those teammates dressed in gold. 7-5 through 3 quarters, tearing it up. Team Wood after 3 quarters as we close up on defender there, Holly Riley, who said in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, we're all going to have to be flexible. It's going to push you mentally and physically. Indeed, it will. Athlete causes allow athletes to play their season in part for the non-benefit of their non-profit organization of their choice. Let's listen in on the cause for Holly.
Hi, my name is Holly McGarvey Riley, and I'm playing for the Latin American Lacrosse Association. My big aspiration is that lacrosse is in the Olympics, and in order for that to be a possibility, we need to have competitive programs all over the world. And I think just more fundamentally and genuinely for me is seeing young women on the field that get to represent their country. I know how that feels, and to get to give that gift to them is really special, and also for them building confidence through sport and then just being contributors back to the sport and their communities at home in Argentina.
Courtney, Holly was actually in Argentina in March of 2020. She had to race back home before the United States closed when COVID hit.
Not surprised, Holly. She loves international travel. She'd been to Argentina previously. She played field hockey at Princeton, and when she traveled there with the Princeton team, she said they got their butts kicked by 15-year-olds. That's a different story for another day.
Holly Riley on D for Team Wood. As we show you the scoreboard by quarter, that huge third quarter for the team in gold. Team Wood banks 60 points for everybody on their side thanks to that 4-2 decision in quarter 3. It is the deciding factor for the moment. 7-5 with 8 minutes to go in regulation time. Should we be tied at the end of 32 minutes, there would be a 3-minute sudden victory played in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. And you see the 60 all belonging to Wood, thanks to goals from Kennedy and Pareca and a pair from Alex Ost in that third frame. Kylie Ohlmiller, Sam Apuzzo, they have some catching up to do. A game that has been tied on 4 different occasions this afternoon. Kayla Woods ready for the third quarter to begin. Arsenault and Reed are waiting in the wings. Their teams will play the nightcap. This is game 15 of 30 with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor with you from Maureen Hendricks Field. Starting to get a little bit more humid. The sun is starting to peek through the clouds. It's been an overcast day. They've had the stadium lights on throughout here at the Soccerplex. Michelle Tumalo gets things going. Driving in against Wakefield. We see Wakefield in a purple jersey and we think back to her youth football days. Are you kidding me? This shot stabbed by Benson on the run. She ate that one up from Molly Garrett.
Out of all the players, are you surprised that she put on a football jersey? She said the year before she was a cheerleader. However, her uncle was the coach on a different field, let her practice and said, that's it. She needs to be on the field with us.
She's a whale of a lacrosse defender. I'm sure she was gangbusters in football. She told us she played, let's see, what was it? Offensive tackle and defensive end. McCone outside the 8-meter key. Switch it up for Apuzzo. Apuzzo fires. Good save down low for Glenn. Katie Glenn's gone the distance in cage. We have not seen Amber Hill on the sideline for Team Wood. 6 saves for number 00. She's a huge fan of mac and cheese. She could start warming that up as a post-game meal in about, I'd say half hour's time. Shayna Parecka working against Pelton. Shayna has tallied in this game, not her signature two-pointer. It was a 1 that closed the third quarter scoring. Clumsy catch there from Garrett. She was among the top 3 in draw controls last week. She split dodges in, feeds it back out. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Parecka on the flip for Kennedy. 9 seconds to shoot. Kennedy on a bouncer that goes wide. Backed up there by Wakefield. She batted that right to her keeper, Angie Benson. Wakefield trying to avoid the ride of Aust and Tumalo. A pass that's picked up by Amanda Johansson. Johansson played very effectively last night, I thought. Save for the 4 turnovers that really hurt her cause. You lose 8 points when you turn the ball over.
It's the biggest part to remember. It's not just the good things that you do on the field that are counted. However, it's the mistakes as well. If you're going to take a shot and it's going to be saved by the goalkeeper, or if you have a turnover that occurs as well. So you are receiving negative points for certain things like goals against, shot saved, turnovers.
Simpkins on the go, and actually Apuzzo loses 2 points for having that shot stopped. The one that was just saved by Katie Glenn. 3 minutes into the fourth. 2-point advantage for the team dressed in gold. Taylor Van Thoff around a double pick. Parecka thinking about the 2. Johansson goes over the head to make that check. A caused turnover there, and then Johansson was batted on top of the head. Amanda Johansson, who was a facilitator while she was injured in the first couple of weeks. Team Old Miller's facilitator today, Lauren Skelchok. The facilitator for Team Wood is Julie Desposito. It was Sam Nolan last night. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. Chance for all of us to catch our breath. Back with more Athletes Unlimited. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. If you believe it, you can do it. Courtney, thinking back to a couple of weeks ago during Media Day, we got to say hello to all these athletes and see their personalities on display. A very colorful group for sure.
Love that they had the opportunity to show maybe some individual talents, their personalities. They're also fun to be around. And I think that's why for these 5 weeks, all the players are saying this is the best experience that they've ever been a part of.
Shayna Pareca was just hit with a yellow card, so this is a player-up situation for Team Oldmiller after this.
We see that takeaway check and then an immediate retaliation check right back. That's why it was an immediate yellow card. However, the height of Amanda Johansson in purple, that gives her a better range in order to make that check over the head. However, Shayna Pareca, not quite the same height as Amanda Johansson, who's 5'11".
Amanda has the ball right now. She was injured early on in U.S. national team camp. That's why she missed the first couple of weeks of Athletes Unlimited. Great to see her on the field now. Player up for the team in the purple jerseys. That's Team Kylie Oldmiller trailing by 2. Halfway through the 60-second shot clock. We are almost halfway through the fourth quarter. Levy with Johansson. Levy thinking about the 2 off the hit. She closes. Oldmiller's next in line. Skip a player. There's Warden. McCone. Oldmiller around that circle. 15 seconds to shoot. Floated over the top. Warden off the split dodge. She was interrupted there by the towering defense of Taylor Vanthop. 5 seconds to shoot for McCone. Sprinting towards the goal circle. Lets it go on the bouncer. That's chested away by Glynn. Katie Glynn will get credit for that stop. She should. She took that one off the chest protector. Now Kayla Wood goes the other way. 8 saves for Katie Glynn in the ball game today. Overall, Katie has a 6-1 record.
Anytime you can stop a team in a player-up situation, shows how well the team is communicating, moving around, their sticks are in the air, prepared to knock passes down. Team Wood is just really reset since their game last night.
Neither team has scored in the fourth quarter. There are 20 points on the line for that. 45 points for everybody on the winning side. After the game, the players will put their votes in for MVP. There are MVP points aplenty that are available. Michelle Tumalo coordinating the offense. Ost off her back foot, she scores! A 4th tally for Alex Ost.
Joe, I believe Alex Ost is being issued a yellow card for a dangerous follow-through. Looks like defensive player Kira Pelton received the brunt of that.
Alex Ost was fading away. She was on her back foot when she let that shot fly. The officials have ruled a dangerous follow-through, which will take that 8th point off the board for Team Wood.
So as we watch this replay, we see that she was hit in the shoulder, potentially the neck and face as well. Referees are going to be talking about this one, checking to see that follow-through.
Lacrosse coming up to the side of the face.
Yeah, from that angle, there's no questioning. That was a dangerous shot. You know, last night we had saw one similar. Depending upon the angle it's looked at.
So, Courtney, it's incumbent on the player there not to shoot. In other words, to make another hitch and pull away.
Exactly. So just because the defensive player is in front of you, you have to shoot around. They're entitled into their space. We see Kira Pelton in 31 right there in purple. She is entitled to her space. She's on her offensive player. If that would have been her in shooting space, which again, there's no shooting space, but she was close enough, she was playing defense, then that would have been deemed a red card. However, just a follow through. Her defensive player was in position, so that's a dangerous shot. Dangerous follow through.
And Alex Ost knew it immediately. You could tell by the look on her face as she turned away from Kira Pelton, who jogs back in. Thankfully, not We shout out thanks to our presenting field partners. The support coming from Geico. 2 minutes and 46 seconds left in regulation of a 2-point game. Joe and Courtney with you, shouting out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew. Katie Glenn has been a spark plug in the cage for our Geico Defensive Player of the Game.
Katie Glenn, love how she's always putting her body right behind the ball. She's so quick, holding that line very well. She sees that ball coming from downtown for that 2-point attempt. Even off of the trick shots, off of the ground, she's always set ready to receive that ball and immediately start the offense.
At the end of the season, we will be awarding the Geico Defensive Player of the Year. The Athletes Unlimited Award will come with an added $5,000 bonus. Offensive-minded Team Oldmiller now, trailing by 2, getting late in regulation. Levy is a player who can shoot well from behind that 8-meter key. She serves this one. Warden gives it right back. Apuzzo cutting to the cage. 2:20 left, 30 seconds on the shot clock. Johansson challenged by Taylor Van Thoff. Oldmiller ready to keep this hot for Warden. Oldmiller from the wing, pump fake. McCone, Levy. McCone again straight away. Oldmiller getting downhill. Gets inside, fires off the frame of the goal and wide. That should be a shot clock reset. No, that looked like it hit the outside of the post. Kylie Oldmiller's bid was deflected wide either by the post or by Katie Glenn. And in that sense, you should get a shot clock reset.
Should get a reset. That's why the referees are talking right now. They want to make sure to make the right call. You love when they convene, talk it through, and then ultimately come out with their decision.
That was not a shot that was clearly wide of the goal. There was a carom that bounced to that corner. For now, the shot clock is at just 3 seconds.
I presume then they're not calling that as a post to save. However, I do see one of our referees walking over to talk about it.
Hit the goalie. So hit the goalie, and then it was a boundary ball. Correct. So it's purple ball. So after the review, it is a 60. It's a boundary ball. Boundary ball.
They got it right. It's off the frame there. And that's a reset. Off the post or off the goalie is a reset. Team Oldmiller has not tallied in almost 13 minutes. Neither team has a point in the fourth quarter alone. There are 20 points available for whomever wins this fourth quarter. 45 overall for whoever wins the game. And that's team-wide. Oldmiller on the hop, looking to the crease. She'll serve it up top. Warden gave it right back to her captain. On the sneak, there's Apuzzo. That was a set piece well defended by McKenzie. Levy thought about the 2. Nicole Levy bringing it around for McCone. Levy matched up with a cross check there of Wood. Oldmiller switching to her right hand. McCone lets it fly. Stopped by Katie Glenn. Another 6 points for the keeper. Another ground ball, 2 points for Wood. The overall leader doing the job. 9 saves for Glenn. 1 minute to go in regulation, 48 in the shot clock.
The ability of Kayla Wood just to come out of nowhere and come up with a ground ball, especially when she's so many steps behind.
Osh got ripped off there. A turnover was caused by Warden, and it is not over yet. The long pass, ground ball vacuumed up by Wood. Oldmiller's team didn't do anything with that turnover. Now, Team Wood can run out the clock. A hard hit near midfield. Molly Garrett slow to get back up. Bouncing back up though, A-OK. We were 7-5 after 3 quarters. No scoring here in the fourth. As we hear a timeout called for by Kylie Oldmiller. Should this game end 7-5 with no points in the fourth, the tie, those 20 points, would belong to the winning team.
So that's 65 points.
20 plus 45.
There we go.
And everything changes. Every moment matters in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We're getting more and more focused. We try to focus a lot on the overall leaderboard individually. We're only going to crown one champion of the 57 players performing in Athletes Unlimited. Right now, that leader is Kayla Wood, but look at what her goalie is doing all of a sudden. Katie Glynn has jumped up into second place.
When you look at those names, Katie Glynn, Kayla Wood, they have been on the predominant winning team for a majority of the games, and that's why those two are leading as a defender and a goalkeeper. Kylie O'Miller not far behind them. She's obviously the one who put together the very first team, who walked away with 3 wins on the first weekend of the season.
Strategy session continues inside that huddle. As far as the game within the game, just the players who are performing in this contest. Kayla Wood, Katie Glynn. Katie, who only had 17% saves last weekend, but her teams won 3 games, so she has continually moved and climbed up the overall leaderboard. She's right where she wants to be. This is game 15 of 30 on the Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season. Anxious moments now for Kayla Wood in the gold jersey. Just 31 seconds to play.
What I find pretty impressive about the game within the game leaderboard is Kayla Trainer. She's still within that top group despite having her absence from yesterday and today.
Not participating, she's attending to a personal family matter. Kennedy has the great speed. She'll run to the corner. Team Wood trying to play keep away now. Michelle Tumalo has the bouncing ball in her cross. Team Wood will face Team Reed tomorrow at 2 p.m. Team O'Miller has Team Arsenal tomorrow at 4:30. 12 seconds left. Bring it on around. 7-5 for Molly Garrett and friends. And Team Wood is going to hold on. Despite a scoreless fourth quarter, Team Wood prevails 7-5 and holds O'Miller's squad without a point in the last 14 and a half minutes. Quite a defensive effort. The last 7 shots for O'Miller's team come up dry.
What a great job for Team Wood wearing the gold jerseys. They were handed their first loss last night, wanting to get back on track today. And they absolutely did that. Number one, working together offensively, but most importantly, it was their defense, their work within the cage, setting one another up for success by causing turnovers, transitioning the ball to offense safely, ultimately squeaking away with that 7-5 win.
If you're thinking about the lowest scoring game in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse this season, it was a 3-point game back in the opening weekend. Angie Benson was the captain of that squad that only produced 3. Kylie O'Miller's squad today held to a mere 5 points. Defender Kayla Wood was her outstanding self, as usual. A playmaker, that's the word that's at the top of the scouting list with regard to Wood. 7-5, the victory for the team in gold. And it was fueled for the most part offensively by Alex Ost.
Alex got the team off to a quick start, scoring in less than 6 seconds, asking for that ball in transition. She's always putting herself in the right spot at the right time. We see her dishing it out, looking to work with a teammate and saying, nah, I'm gonna cut right now because nobody's paying any attention to me. Great job with her off-ball work. And then this last one was in a ride. Attackers play defense too, Joe.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And off that turnover, Alex Ost helping her mates to a win. Alex is joining us post-game. Hey, Alex, I saw you bring donuts to a practice earlier this week. See, when you do good deeds, good things pay off.
Yeah, you got to pay it forward.
Alex, talk us through this game right now. It was a bit of a defensive battle, but how were you guys able to pull through it?
I mean, I think after last night, we weren't seeing the ball very well. We weren't fighting for 50-50 ground balls, and so that was our focus today. And our defense just kept giving us the ball back. Like, Katie Glenn down there had some big time stops, and we just kept getting the ball back onto offensive. I think both teams were super gritty, and that's really what it takes when you're on game 2 of 3, is really, getting those ground balls.
Alex, Courtney's always telling me that anything can happen right off the draw. What happened for you so quickly into the game today?
I mean, when you have Allie Kennedy, who is like the fastest, you saw at the end of that game there, she outran like 3 of the biggest people on the field. When you have her with the ball, she's such a threat. And, like Courtney's saying, stuff happens really fast. So you just have to be heads up and put the ball in the back of the net.
Alex, from your collegiate days, you talked about being able to ride as an attacker. How important is it?
I think it's such a huge part of the game, and it's actually really hard in this league because there's only 3 attackers and the field is so big and all the, defenders are so fast. So anytime I can even try and slow them down a little bit just to get our middies in is super important, and I just happened to get a lucky tip on that one.
Alex, thanks for joining us. We'll take chocolate glazed in the booth next time.
Yeah, we got egg rolls afterwards. You got to come see my mom. Come on.
Okay, that'll work too. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
Alex Ost, victorious. I'm sure she'll be earning some MVP points in the voting from her mates. Someone else who was obviously pivotal in this outcome was the goalkeeper, Katie Glynn.
Katie Glynn, what an amazing player. She was 12th in the NCAA for goals against in one season, and you can understand why. She's laser focused on that ball.
Katie Glynn taking angles away, shots from near and far rejected by 0-0.
She is agile within the pipes. Katie Glynn, nice to see you.
Katie, you are the stick doctor, I presume. How many patients have come to you with their sticks this week?
Not too many this week now that we're starting to get into things, but I've definitely had to do some maintenance on a few girls' sticks.
So we talk about you having the ability to string sticks. You have to learn from someone. Someone begins being the master, and then you're the apprentice. Now, obviously, you've practiced it enough. What was that process like?
I actually started working at Lacrosse Unlimited and just learned from there from my manager. Give a shout out to Don. I wanted to be able to make my stick exactly how I wanted it, so I learned how to do it and then learned how to do everyone else's so I can help them have the stick they want.
Using that goalie stick extremely well. 9 saves today. How taxing a game was this for you this afternoon?
I mean, definitely focus-wise, you got to be locked in because the ball moves so fast. I mean, they can score in 8 seconds, so you always have to be ready. So just always being ready to help my team.
Katie, we saw a change from last night. You guys began in a zone and then switched to man-to-man. Today was all man-to-man. What did you guys talk about focusing from last night to today with making that change?
I think just defensively, they all are such strong 1v1 defenders that we were like, let's just trust it. Like, we weren't getting beat 1v1, so we wanted to just trust our 1v1 defense, and we were there to help too, so we made the switch.
Katie, you're doing the goalies union very proud. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Katie Glynn, a winner today with Team Wood. As we look at the Geico leaderboard, minus the MVP points from today's outing, Kayla Woods, the first to crest over 1,000.
Just to see 1,000 points is pretty impressive. But when you look at the rest of those players, obviously Team Gold has already played. Team Wood leading in spots 1 and 2, defensive player as well as a goalkeeper. It's so very important to remember those who produce on the field, and that doesn't necessarily mean scoring goals, but it's causing turnovers, making saves. They have the ability not just to have statistical points, but those all-important MVP points as well.
Captain Kayla Wood is going to be joining us now in the aftermath of a win for her team. Kayla, 7-5. That's low scoring by Athletes Unlimited lacrosse standards. What did you guys do so well defensively?
We just really worked together. It's all about KYP, know your player. So we knew where the ball wanted to be, and we knew who wanted to get the ball in the back of the net. So we all just really worked well together as a team and just always had each other's backs.
Kayla, how did you get your team focused from last night to today? What was the biggest message that you talked about with them?
Just waking up. It's a new day. I mean, yesterday, we may have lost, but we did end up winning 3 out of 4 quarters. So it's like we just wanted to build off of yesterday and just do better today. And I think yesterday we came out, not as aggressive, and we wanted to come out a lot more aggressive today. And I think that we really did that from the beginning.
Kayla, there haven't been very many scoreless quarters in Athletes Unlimited. You guys had the lead 7-5 with 8 minutes to go. Was it nerve-wracking to hold on to it for that long?
No, I mean, honestly, it's pretty fun. We live for those moments. We live for those gritty plays. So we all just, we're like, you know what, we're just going to dig it in. We just got to be poised and, we'll get the job done.
Back in the win column, number 45. Thanks very much for spending some time with us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Kayla Wood, a winner. As Team Ohlmiller files out, there's Katie Glynn making her MVP choice on the tablet. The Golden Girls with a W today. Courtney and I are back with more in just a few moments. Playing in front of friends and family and special guests today at Maureen Hendricks Field. A defensive battle is in the books. Team Wood downing Team Ohlmiller by the final count of 7-5. There were no goals in the fourth quarter. As far as the final numbers are concerned, stats-wise, Court, have a peek.
You know, things were fairly even on the day. The biggest difference you see in the amount of shots taken between each team. It's not about how many you take, but it's what you do with them. It's your accuracy, and Team Wood won in that category.
Defenders and goalies did a great job this afternoon. Let's hear from one of those defenders going into the game with Amber McKenzie.
If she has the ball, which I don't think she has, I think Kylie's going to take it. I'm going to play her more conservatively because I don't want to get beat around the crease. But she usually comes this way and tries to drive from this corner.
Sounds good.
So guys, I should have called it in. We're trying to call it in because we were up by 2. So we wanted to kill the clock to 0. So then they only had a minute and a half to go, even if we missed. Does that make sense? Just so we can win the quarters. Yeah, Kelly! Let's start it with you, girlfriend. Way to fight. Way to fight. Way to fight. Here we go. Yes, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Let's go. Ooh. We need that. Great job, guys. Great job. Shayna MVP. Let's go. Guys, myself included, I got to do it like sandwiches back because they were offsides. I was like yelling about it. They said they're not going to call it if the time's not going to reset.
Just say advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Because then we we would acknowledge it. We would slow down.
Right.
And even if it's 60,
well, when they get the ball, though.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
So
I need to not do that. So that's on me.
Educational words of wisdom there from Amber McKenzie in court. We can tell the players are figuring this out. You heard Amber talking strategy as for how her team could best win in a single quarter, which is worth 20, and in one case in the third quarter today, 60 for everybody on the roster.
I think they're getting smarter. We see them with not taking last-ditch effort shots when they're not needed as the shot clock winds down. It's very important because turnovers are -8.
7-5 in the books for Team Wood. The first of 2 games today. As far as Team Ohlmiller was concerned, if you're Kylie and you're captain in your meetings tonight, maybe in another team dinner tonight, what are you referencing?
You know, first and foremost, playing together as a team. I think a few times just there were some off cues with some feeds inside. They generally are great with that. Sometimes just with a look at one another. Other times with shouting out, "You got me, I'm inside." However, turnovers have plagued each and every time. They did have opportunities at the end of the game, and it's making the most of them. And each time they got the ball back, they just seemed to cough it up one last time.
Those of you who are new to Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, we play Friday, Saturday, Sunday double headers. Here's what's remaining on the weekend schedule. We're getting set for Reed and Arsenal in the nightcap of this doubleheader.
You know, Team Arsenal, they're coming off of last night's win over Team Wood. Tremendously excited, and Team Reed knows that. They know that they have a confident Arsenal team, and sometimes you can take advantage of their kind of overexcitement, maybe celebrating too much. And then tomorrow, we see all of these teams yet again.
Where does the time go? We are at the halfway mark of the 30-game Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season. This was a good one. Low scoring and in favor of Team Wood by the final count of 7-5. For Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our technical crew, Joe Beninati thanking you for your time, this time until next. Alex Ost leading the way for the team in goal. Pareka shooting from range. We thank you for watching Team Wood in the winner's circle.